Max, coming up, Bill Kristol. Bill Kristol made a prediction on this show early April. I want you to hear it now. I chose this one. So GOP will end up with a decent Cruz Fiorina ticket.
I'm hoping for it. I'm sort of hearing it in the sense that I was told by someone close to the Cruz campaign that Fiorina would be close to the top of the list of possible VPs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Bill Kristol back on April 4th, way before that actually happened. Maybe Bill knows who's going to win the fifth today at Belmont. We are joined now by Bill Kristol, founder and editor of the Weekly Standard and ABC News contributor. Hello, sir.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for highlighting one of my few correct picks in the last few months, but I really appreciate it.
I thought of you immediately.
That's good. No, I mean, I was when Carly Fiorina came out for Cruz, even before she did, I know that they had established a good rapport on the campaign trail. I think Cruz genuinely thinks well of her and thought it was a good fit, and she's an outsider, a businesswoman, regional balance, geographical balance for the ticket. I don't know if it'll be enough to put them over the top in Indiana. The polls look a little discouraging now, but I think actually, honestly, that would be a good ticket in the fall, and I think a good governing ticket. One guy who's a constitutional lawyer, a senator, another person or woman who's been a CEO in the business world. It's a good mix of attributes, I think.
I agree with the attributes part, but my personal opinion is she's unlikable and he's unlikable. I mean, if they don't win Indiana, if they get beaten, pretty decently, 5 points or more in Indiana, is it over for him?
Pretty close, yeah. No question. He's got to win Indiana or have a virtual tie or something there. And maybe I kind of like, because of course my judgment about likability is bad, since I kind of like Ted Cruz and I very much like Carly Fiorina. So, but I defer to the voters on this. Those are always hard things to predict. And the truth is, VP picks, vice presidential picks, almost never make a difference. Voters, pretty intelligently, I think, realize that the president's the guy that matters, and the VP can be powerful or not so powerful at the discretion of the president. But I think it was a reasonable last-ditch gamble by Cruz. It just looks from the polling in Indiana that he's not going to break through there. But you know what? Maybe we'll all be fooled. That would be an interesting reversal here.
If he doesn't break through, he has said he's going all the way. Would you advise him? If you were advising him, would you advise him? Look, that's it. If he loses.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I sort of think of utility to just stay in and get as many delegates as he can. There will be other issues at the convention other than the actual nomination of the presidential candidate, platform issues and stuff, where I personally would think the more Cruz delegates, the better. They're likely to be stronger constitutional conservatives. You could say, well, it weakens Trump, weakens the Republican nominee the longer the primary goes on, but it doesn't look like Sanders is getting out either. So presumably both races will end on, shortly after June 7th.
All right. So I saw a piece that you wrote the other day, or that was written about you, and you're talking about Romney, Rubio, and Tom Cotton as possible third party. Are you still behind getting a third party person to run if Trump is the nominee?
Yeah, I'm inclined to think that would be a good thing. It would be good to have someone I personally could vote for. It would be good to have someone who would help Republicans down ballot to get voters out who don't want to vote for Trump. People will say it might hurt Trump, and that is some risk. On the other hand, if you don't think Trump should be president, you're not going to worry too much about that. And look, but things might change. We discussed this we had our event at the Broadmoor this weekend, 400 Weekly Standard subscribers who joined us there, and had very interesting panel discussions. And we at the Weekly Standard weren't all of one mind about this. I'm more of a never Trump guy. Fred Barnes said, look, if Trump's the nominee, it's not his first choice, but he can accept him, and we should work on improving Trump. And he reported that Trump, for example, has reached out to some conservative legal commentators and lawyers about who should be on his list of possible Supreme Court appointees. Maybe he'll make that list public in the near future. There are things Trump could do that would, I think, win over at least some of the doubters, maybe hit the doubters.
And there are things Trump can do to win you over?
For me, it's more of a matter of character, and I don't know that you can change your character at age 69, and given the things he said even very recently about other people and the way he demeans other people. But I mean, I guess never say never. On the one hand, I'll say never Trump, and on the other hand, I'll say never, but never say never, and I'll leave it.
Okay, fair enough.
Ambiguous.
Fair enough. Now, you weren't at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, although I'm sure you were prominently invited. I was not invited, of course. No surprise there. What on earth do you make of Larry Wilmore saying to Barack Obama at the end, "Barry, you're my N-word"? What on earth is that?
I don't know. I stopped going. We Weekly Standard used to buy a table or two at the dinner. Now our corporate sort of headquarters, Media DC, buys a couple of tables. But I was out of town anyway. But I stopped going for the last several years. The comedians aren't funny. The president reads this canned stuff. It's such a kind of insider, self-congratulatory sort of thing with a bunch of Hollywood celebrities thrown in. So I didn't see it, I should say. It looked pretty appalling and pretty tasteless. And this is the president of the United States being addressed in that way, and in his presence. I really, maybe I'm just old-fashioned. There were at one point there was a nice dinner. It was mostly White House correspondents, like the title says, and White House staff and people from the administration and Congress. Sort of an off-the-record mixing and mingling, nice little change from the usual adversarial relationship. And the president would give kind of mildly funny remarks, self-deprecating remarks.
Right.
And the comic would be also mildly kind of, humorous in a kind of tasteful way. That's not the way it is anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you said appalling and tasteless. I mean, were you thrown off your chair when you found out that he said that to him?
I would be, but God knows it's the world we live in. As you know, you and I discussed this. Is one where you can't be, can't be thrown off your chair by anything, apparently, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah. No,
I don't know. What's your sense? Are people as upset as they should be, or as appalled, or just they think it's just business as usual?
I mean, yeah, there's a double standard. I mean, it's perfectly acceptable for now, I guess, for one black man to call another black man the N-word. We know that, and however they mean it, affectionate or derogatory. But to call the president of the United States that in an affectionate way, look, Obama hugged him. So if Obama hugged him, I guess that's the seal of approval. Bill, great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you very, very much.
Be well, Steve. Thanks.